I love using Kittl. There's a million billion templates you can use. There's an elements library. In this video, I'm actually going to talk about fonts, only fonts. So I'm going to click on New Project. I'm going to make a nice big template that we can work in. I'm going to pick, for example, poster small, 16 by 20, and I'm going to click 72 DPI, and I'm going to click Create. Okay, so let's just talk about text for a minute. The baseline use of text is over on the left-hand side. You're going to see a text button. I'm going to click on it. I can either add a headline, and if I click on that, a very basic piece of text pops up, or I can add a paragraph. And if I add a paragraph, again, a very simple text box opens up with a bunch of sample text. I've got a third option as well, which is under Vintage, Paragraphs, Titles. I can click on a predefined sort of a template of text. So if I click on this Vintage Bourbon, that will pop up, and I can basically use this sort of as is. I can go in now and double click inside, and I can transform and I can edit any individual piece inside that. So we're going to be using text in this video, and I'm just going to start off with the headline, so I've deleted out the other pieces. Tip number one is to make sure that you're going to use the right font. Okay, so I'm going to make a poster here, and I'm going to call it Work, and then No One Cares. So this is the baseline. You go up here to Work, you make it nice and big. You go up here to Harder, you make it nice and big, and then No One Cares, stretch it out. You put it here in the middle, and then I select all three. I make sure that it's centered, and there's my design. There's nothing wrong with this design. So if you're making poster prints, for example, this is a fine looking print. But I'm going to give you some options here in the text. What you may want to do is select them all, go over here to the right, and simply take a look at what the options are here for text. There's so many options that if you scroll on down, you're going to just see hundreds and hundreds of fonts. And I would highly recommend that you click on them and you see what happens. Some of them are going to look great. Some of them are going to look weird, but that's okay. So the point of this tip is to scroll through all the fonts and click them, and so you can see in real time what your actual design looks like. What people do sometimes is they don't click on the font. They'll just click on the top one, and then they'll scroll through, but they're just looking at the font. They're just scrolling through, and they're like, well, that looks good, that looks good. Highlight all of your text, then look at the font, click it, select it, and then you'll see, oh, that's what it would actually look like. So for example, I like this one a lot. I'm going to make this even bigger. You've got a great looking design there, and then you can also just make the font white, select the background, change it to black, and just like that, you've scaled up your design by 2. Tip number 2 is to use texture to add some spice to your design. So here I've got fail, 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 succeed. I'm going to make sure this is all centered. I did want to point out a little pro tip here. If you highlight your 4 pieces of text and then you center it, it's going to center it against each other, but you'll notice it's off center on the design. So what you want to do is select one piece, select center, and then select the remainder, and then select center. And now everything will be centered to the page. So now let's add some texture. I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side. I'm going to click on Textures, and then I'm going to pick, for example, Grunge Texture. It's going to sit right on top of the design. I've now got red with a bit more, it's just a bit more grungy. It's a bit more weathered. Another thing you can do is you can click this Clip Content button, and when I select that to the right, you'll notice it disappears, but there's a little trick. There's this color burn. And you want to select Color Burn Normal, and now you'll see it's sitting on top of the actual text. So this is like similar to in Photoshop, there's these masks that go on here. So I'm just going to click Release Texture, get rid of it, and we'll start this again. So I'm in the design now, I've clicked on the background, and now I'm going to click on a texture. This time I'm going to use Paper Texture. When I click on it, you'll see it now sits on top, but it's sitting on top of the background. And so the text is unaffected. So I can go now here to the right and I can select, instead of Color Burn Normal, you'll see it's now sitting on top, Color Burn, Multiply. There's all sorts of different styles. So I highly recommend using the texture masking tool here to see what your options are. I like the Multiply feature because it looks like it's now on top of some fabric. So that's a great looking design. I want to share with you a little bonus tip here. If you're making text designs, I'm going to click on Text and I'm going to click Add Headline. I'm going to type in Welcome to our home. Actually, I'm going to make this funny. I'm going to say Dysfunctional Home. Now, one of the things that I don't like about this design is the spacing to me is too spaced out. But that's really easy to fix. I just go up here to line height and I just lower it, and you can see in real time it's changing, and I'm fine with that. So if you want to make it all connected, you can just simply type in like I did, click the enter button, and you have it as one chunk of text. What you can do as well is you can remove out, say, the last word. I'm going to type in add headline again. I'll type in home, and then I'm just going to simply make this way bigger. So this is not tied to the other piece of text, although I could group it if I wanted. I'll simply make sure that it's centered. And from here, you can make designs look really neat because you could have the spacing all be different or the sizing of the text be different. I can center the two, and then I could right click and I could group them if I wanted. And now they move as one. I can then center them in the middle of the design. Tip number 3 involves using the transformation tool. So I'm going to click on home, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to ungroup. And I just want to work on home. So what I'm going to do here is over on the right hand side, there's transformation tools. I can click on arch, for example, and I can change the line curve. I could click on flag, angle, distort. There's all sorts of crazy things that I could do in this design. One thing that I like to do is if I'm making a funny poster like this, I'm going to make home look a little bit weird. So I'm going to click on custom, and then I'm going to make sure that the home piece is lifted up like this. So now I'm going to just move him down a tiny bit. Now you might be wondering, that doesn't look so good, right? But check this out. I go to elements, I'm going to type in cat, and then from here, I'm going to find a cat design, and I'm going to put them right there. So you can see little kitties getting in the way. And if you have a house with cats, you know that this is par for the course. The one thing I love about Kittl is you can instantly just change out the elements. You can have another one here like this. You could also just instantly change the whole thing. So I'll show you in real time. I'm going to click on the background. I'm going to select background is now black. And then I'm going to just select everything in the design by Control A, and I'm going to change it now to white. The text now becomes white. The cat, I'm going to change only. I'll click on him, and I'll change the cat color now to a gray. And just like that, I've instantly changed the design completely. So you can scale up in Kittl so fast, so fun. Tip number 5 is to use templates, and it's kind of a sneaky tip, I think. You can scroll through the hundreds and hundreds of Kittl templates, and if you find really good text, so for example, over here on the right-hand side, there's a Surf's Up design. Let's say I just like the text. Well, what you can do is you can just select it, use the design, and then you can just remove out everything that's not text oriented. So I'm going to click on the lady. Goodbye, lady. I'm going to click on the background. I'm going to click on the little tiki hut. The tree is now gone. I've now got a retro sunset. That's gone. I'm also going to select on the background. I'm going to select release texture, and I'm going to delete that out. And now I'm left with just the text. So there's two things that you can do here. You can use the design now as is, and you can simply change out the text. So there's an example of where I've redone it. Now I want to point out, if you have a word that's too big, you'll see this little exclamation mark over here, and you just need to lower the font size. So I'm going to go here to the text size, and I'm just going to click on the down arrow, and eventually that little exclamation mark will go away. So here this is option number 1. Just use the text as is and just change out the words. Another option is to click, this is option number 2, click on it and see what they've actually done. Okay, reverse engineer this. This is Milk Store 01 font. They've got it centered. They've got ligatures attached. They've got a wave, and the wave curve is 83%. So you can reverse engineer what you like about the fonts, or you can just use them as is. I really hope you found this walkthrough helpful. I absolutely love using Kittl. There are so many different designs. There are so many different tools. I'll put a link in the video description below if you're interested in signing up for Kittl. Just a heads up, it is an affiliate link. That just means if you were to purchase something on the site, I would receive a small commission. Here's another video on how you can supercharge your print-on-demand skills using the powers of Kittl.